Once upon a time, in Verona, Italy, a duel between the servants of two enemy families of Verona, the Montagues and the Capulets, took place. After some fighting, Verona's prince shows up to say that the next person who fights is going to get severely punished. Meanwhile, Romeo from the Montague house and his friend Benvolio stumble across a Capulet servant who is trying to read a list of invitees to a party at the Capulet house. Romeo helps the servant read the list and decides to attend the party because his love, Rosaline, will be there. He plans to wear a mask so that nobody will recognize him as a Montague. So Romeo strolls into the Capulet party and he falls in love with the Capulet named Juliet. Juliet's cousin, Tybalt, spots Romeo and wants to kill him on the spot. But Lord Capulet intervenes and tells Tybalt not to disturb the party because the prince will get mad. After a romantic talk, Romeo and Juliet kiss. After the party, Romeo climbs the garden wall into Juliet's garden. Juliet emerges on her balcony and speaks her private thoughts out loud. She wishes Romeo could marry her. Upon hearing her confession, Romeo appears and tells Juliet that he loves her. She warns him to be true in his love, and he swears by his own self that he will be. Before they part, they agree that Juliet will send her nurse to meet Romeo at 9 o'clock the next day, at which point he will set a place for them to be married. The nurse carries out her duty, and tells Juliet to meet Romeo at the chapel, where Friar Lawrence lives and works. Juliet meets Romeo there, and the friar marries them in secret. Later that day, Benvolio and Mercutio, another one of Romeo's friends, are hanging out on the street and Tybalt arrives. Tybalt demands to know where Romeo is so that he can challenge him to a duel. Mercutio says he doesn't know, but Romeo happens to arrive, and Tybalt challenges him. Romeo desperately tries to resist fighting, but then Mercutio jumps in and draws a sword on Tybalt. Romeo tries to stop the fight, but Tybalt kills Mercutio. Angry over his friend's death, Romeo fights with Tybalt and kills him. Then he decides to flee. When the prince arrives at the murder scene, he banishes Romeo from Verona. Romeo then plans to travel to Mantua. The nurse tells Juliet the sad news about what has happened to Tybalt and Romeo. Juliet is heartbroken, but she realizes that Romeo would have been killed if she had not fought Tybalt. She sends her nurse to find Romeo and give him her ring. That night, Romeo sneaks into Juliet's room and the two spend their last night together. Romeo is forced to leave when Juliet's mother arrives. During Romeo and Juliet's last night together, Lord Capulet decides that Juliet should marry a young man named Paris. He tells Juliet the plan, but she refuses, infuriating her father. Juliet then visits Friar Lawrence, and together they come up with a plan to reunite her with Romeo. The friar gives Juliet a potion that will make her seem dead for at least 2 days, and then Romeo will come to meet with her in the morgue. The friar promises to tell Romeo the plan, and he orders Friar John to deliver a letter. Juliet drinks the friar's potion that night. Next morning, the day of Juliet and Paris' wedding, her nurse finds her dead in bed. The whole house is appalled by her suicide, and Juliet is quickly placed in the morgue. Unfortunately, Friar John was unable to deliver the letter to Romeo informing him of the plan. So when Romeo's servant brings him news in Mantua that Juliet has died, Romeo is heartbroken. He hurries back to Verona, but first buys poison from an apothecary, and writes a suicide note telling the tragic course of events. As soon as Friar Lawrence realizes that his letter never made it to Romeo's hands, he rushes to the Capulet tomb, hoping to arrive there before Romeo does. Romeo arrives at the morgue and finds it guarded by Paris, who is there to mourn the loss of his betrothed. Paris challenges Romeo to a duel, and Romeo kills him quickly. When Romeo sees Juliet's dead body lying in the tomb, Romeo drinks the poison, gives her a last kiss, and dies. Friar Lawrence arrives to the vault just as Juliet wakes up. He tries to convince her to flee, but upon seeing Romeo's dead body, she takes her own life as well. The rest of the town starts to arrive at the tomb, including Lord Capulet and Lord Montague. Friar Lawrence explains the whole story, and Romeo's letter confirms it. The two families agreed to settle their feud and form an alliance despite the tragic circumstances.